Welcome back to Empowered. I'm Elizabeth Namofsky, and today I'm joined by the Honourable Lisa Raitt, Vice Chair of Global Investment Banking at CIBC. And today we're discussing resilience. And your story, Lisa, before we went to commercial break, is absolute resilience. And I know for a fact that there are other women in Canada, around the world, that have struggled with the same thing, are struggling with the same thing, better, worse, whatever it is. Maybe we can discuss, what have you learned about the care journey as a wife, professional, and mother? Because I know that your words of wisdom will help others.
Well, we are now at that subject where I could see myself getting back into politics. This country talks a lot about economic productivity, and they're trying to figure out why we aren't as productive. And I have news for the country leaders. It's a very clear problem we have. If you're a woman between 45 and 65, odds are you're going to end up giving informal caregiving in your lifetime. In my case, it's my spouse. In a lot of cases, it's going to be your parents. And as a result, you either cut your hours at work, you turn down a promotion. In some cases, you actually leave work. And I find, Liz, that I get a lot of calls from people because they recognize that I have some experience in this place, but I'll have people who get referred to talk to me about what they're going to experience in the young onset Alzheimer's journey. And my heart breaks every time I get a call from a woman saying, I'm taking early retirement because we just can't cope anymore. I can't work. I can't do everything that's needed. And even the women who have no choice but to work, they take a lot of days off, they're absent. And even when they're there, you have cameras on your desk wanting to see what your loved one is doing at home. That is part of the journey when you put cameras in your house to see whether or not they're harming themselves. So for me, that is a real big issue in Canadian society that we haven't tackled whatsoever. And that's the biggest lesson that I've learned after I've gone through everything. There are tough times, there are violent times, but the one piece that really bothers me the most is the fact that women's careers get absolutely derailed, or if you're older, your health gets absolutely scorched because the caregiving is such a heavy burden that you end up having hip problems, knee problems, you have mental health issues. Caregiving in this space is so, so difficult. And society expects women to just suck it up and take it on. And I think it's absolutely unacceptable. That's our productivity problem in this country.
And I agree with you. I mean, we always start from behind. We make less than our male counterparts. We are the natural caregivers. So whether it's a husband, a spouse, a partner, or your parent, we always step back from our careers. And, men's careers, the trajectory is up this way. Ours, it's a roller coaster on a regular basis. And the other thing, too, is we live longer than our male counterparts with less money. So we really, really need to look at this situation and make sure that women are well taken care of, especially when they start retiring and taking care of people, loved ones that are in their lives.
So true. And the statistic you may remember from when I spoke at that event, which is if you're over 65 and a woman, you have a much greater chance of getting dementia than you do breast cancer. And yet we all think about breast cancer all the time as the one thing that we have to try to avoid. Dementia is a big problem. And when you're a caregiver, you actually are more prone to get dementia after your time caregiving for somebody with dementia. It is a vicious, vicious circle, and we don't talk about it enough in our society.
And this is why I wanted to have you on the show, because you have been so vulnerable in your story. You've put it out there for other people to understand. And I know that a lot of women will look at this and think, yes, this is what I'm going through, or this is what I've learned. One quick thing, advice to your younger self.
Advice to yourself: try not to do everything by yourself, and always try to have something for you to lean back on. Have a hobby. I don't have a hobby. You know what my hobby is? Work. Dumb solution to the problem. So find a hobby, nurture it, have something for yourself, because you never know what's going to happen in life.
The Honourable Lisa Raitt, thank you so much.